Hey guys, it's Choco here, and I'm back with another edit tutorial. This one is my stroll through the garden edit, which I did a couple days ago. Um, I knew going into this I wanted to do a red and white edit because a lot of my Valentine's edits actually weren't red. Whenever I looked at them all, I had like pink ones and I had purple ones. I had blue ones, but I for some reason just excluded red. So I created this character. Initially, she was going to be strawberry related, but I changed it to roses because I thought that fit the whole Valentine's thing better. So I knew I wanted the background to be like a garden with rose bushes, but I didn't really know like what I wanted to do, like, so I played around with that and it kind of already passed, but I was gonna do like a bigger background, and then I decided that the bushes should be closer up and you should be able to see the roses better. So right now I'm just kind of adding the leaf details to the bushes before I go in and add the roses. As I said in one of my previous edits, I typically always do the background first because I prefer to work on the character over the background, and I like to do my favorite things last so I have something to look forward to. But the background to this one actually wasn't that like annoying to do. It was pretty straightforward. Um, it was pretty fun. So what I do, and you can see me doing, is I do a few different types of roses, and then I adjust them from there. So I copy and paste them and rotate them so it looks like, I don't have to individually do every rose, which would take a long time. Adding a foreground element, which I'm doing right now, is a great way to like put the character into a space. Um, I don't do it a lot of the time, but whenever I do, it definitely kind of puts puts her into the space, and especially when I go in and add the shading um, with like a multiply layer. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. It definitely looks like she's like within the bushes, and I actually changed the lighting to like a sunset color just to make it more warm, more red toned. I thought the blue was actually a little bright, and there I am kind of like thinking about adding trees, and then I don't do it. I just leave it the sky like that. Um, I'm finally going in and smoothing out all the rough edges, which I think is necessary to an edit. You have to make sure um, you have a clear like working space, which you can just see me um, getting rid of like the shiny parts in the hair so I can add them myself later. I actually smooth out the hair so it's easier to add the line art because that hair is the texture of it is difficult to line. Um, I also like kind of have to improvise a little bit, especially when it comes to Miss Lady Rose, when it comes to the skirt because of the transparent pieces, but I think it ends up being okay. Here I'm adding a little bit more dimension to the clouds because it was lacking a little bit. I'm adding the line art. I start with a parasol because it's kind of the most time consuming part. It's also not super fun. It's all just one color. But I'm doing the back part. And here I am doing the transparent parts of the dress, which I think I adjust just a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see me like making sure it will look okay with the line work. Adding it to the bottom of the dress. That part was actually pretty fast. And here I am working on the hair, which I like to do a lot. It's actually probably my favorite part of the line art. I usually stay away from the face, actually. I feel like it kind of does it for itself, like the face, is already good on its own, so I usually don't make a lot of changes. I think I go in and add some eyelashes. Yeah, you can see me doing that right now, actually. I love adding bottom lashes. It just kind of uh, gives it my own touch, and I have to adjust them a little bit because I made a mistake. Here I am almost finishing up the line work. Yeah, you can see me working on the bodice, adding the gray, which is the last part, I think. Doing the gloves. Um, I think that this is probably my favorite edit at the moment now, just because of the background, and I love the design of the character. I think it was a bold choice, but also a great one to go with Miss Lady Rose for the dress, which I wasn't sure I was going to do, and I'm glad I ended up doing it. I am adding shading now, which, as I said in several of my videos, it goes really fast for me. I don't do any blending. I just, where my light source is, which in this case I don't have like a light source you can see in the picture, but it's the sun, and it's kind of hitting her in the top right corner, which I kind of add a little bit at the end after I finish this. But I just pay attention to that and shade all the parts of her where it's like furthest away. And here I am actually adding the direct highlights from the sun, adding the add blending mode with some bright light just to make it even brighter, more apparent where the light source is coming from, and I'm adding it to the background too. It's a dimension that it needs, I think. And now here I'm adding the light pen, which I've decided I like a lot. Messing with lighting again. This is whenever I'm kind of figuring out what kind of lighting effects I want to do. I usually go with a multiplier or a soft light layer. You can definitely see me messing around. I change it all the time. I don't always do the same thing for my lighting, but I decide to go with a soft light in red, and I'm adding my watermark, and that's it.